So far, we have stressed on the importance of the presence of an electron withdrawing group on the carboxylic acid and its influence on the acidity as a result, that electron withdrawing groups enhance acidity of carboxylic acids. We have also seen not only their presence but also their distance from the carboxylic acid unit. The closer the distance between the electron withdrawing group and the carboxylic acid unit, okay, the higher the acidity will be. So we covered the presence of EWGs, or electron withdrawing groups, by inductive effect. The distance also between the electron withdrawing group and the carboxylic acid unit. Not only the presence and distance, what we'll see now is also the number. The number of them, the number of electron withdrawing groups by inductive effect is actually important. The more of them there are on the carboxylic acid chain, the higher the acidity will be. Let's take examples. So if you take something like this, again, if you take butanoic acid, but this has only one fluorine that we have seen before, and this carboxylic acid, or this butanoic acid, but this butanoic acid has two fluorine groups. So this is 2-fluoro-butanoic acid, whereas this one is 2,2-difluoro-butanoic acid. It's clear enough that there is an additional inductive withdrawal in the second case. Let's draw the conjugate bases and then see what we can do with them. So this is the carboxylate, or the conjugate base of this carboxylic acid, and this is the carboxylate, or the conjugate base of this carboxylic acid. Now we can do resonance stabilization as we did before. So we can take one of these lone pairs on oxygen, make a double bond here, and break that carbon oxygen double bond. If you do that, we get another resonance form. And we can do a similar effect on the other carboxylate by delocalizing the charge or electrons in the same manner. So something like this is therefore obtained. So both of them, both carboxylate, are actually stabilized by resonance, but the second carboxylate is stabilized more or further by an additional inductive effect. If you look at this carboxylate, it has one inductive withdrawal by the fluorine. That's because fluorine is more electronegative than carbon. This carboxylate has actually two. So there is double inductive withdrawal in this case, whereas there is only one in the first case. So therefore, this conjugate base is stabilized more because of the additional inductive withdrawal. So this additional inductive withdrawal stabilizes the conjugate base more than the first conjugate base. The electrons or the charge here are more delocalized, and therefore the 2,2-fluoro-difluoro-butanoic acid is more acidic. The bottom line here is not only the presence of an electron withdrawing group on the carboxylic acid that's important, not only the distance that's also important, but also the number. The more of the electron withdrawing groups are present on the carboxylic acid chain, the more acidic the carboxylic acid will be as a result of the additional inductive withdrawal on the delocalization of the charge or electrons, and therefore stabilization of the corresponding conjugate base.